Hello. Alright guys, so welcome to this new video. I think this is gonna be the last video for tonight. Um this is about free fall. Okay, so first I want to introduce you to the problem. Okay, this is the problem that I have to explain this free fall. Okay, we have this. It says a construction worker accidentally drops a brick from a high scaffold. So what's the velocity of the brick after 4 seconds? How far does the brick fall during this time? Okay, so in the first part, when they say what is the velocity of the brick after 4 seconds, remember that we have that the object, in this case the brick, is dropped. Okay, so it means that it will start falling at 0 meters per second. Okay, so this means that from the high scaffold you have right here the scaffold. This is the scaffold. Here's the person right here. Sorry, I have terrible drawing. So this brick falls during 4 seconds. That's what they say here. So the time interval is equal to 4 seconds. Now the question is, what is the velocity? In the velocity they're asking, it's the final velocity. So the final velocity is equal to the initial velocity plus the acceleration times the time interval. Just remember that in this case, as we're using vertical motion, this is the acceleration of the gravity. So this final velocity is equal to the initial velocity, that is 0 meters per second because it starts falling, plus the acceleration of the gravity, that is negative 9.8 meters per square second, times the time interval, that is 4 seconds. Okay, so the result for this, it's 39.2 negative, sorry, here. So the final velocity is equal to negative, I told you, 39.2 meters per second. Okay, so this is the final velocity. But now there's another question right here. How far does the brick fall during this time? Okay, so to answer this question, how far does the brick fall, I have to tell you we have different formulas. In this case, I'm going to use a formula that we use to determine the initial height of an object that is falling, in this case when we have a time. Okay, so this formula is this one. Okay, so the initial height of an object that is falling is equal to negative half of the acceleration of the gravity times the time interval squared. Okay, so the initial height is equal to the negative half, again, of negative 9.8 meters per square second times the time interval, that is 4 seconds squared. Okay, so this is 78.4. So the initial height from it was dropped 78.4 meters. This is how far did the brick fall during this time. We can assume that it's like calculating the initial height if that object is falling during 4 seconds. Okay, so it's basically the same thing. So you only have to choose from your formula catalog this formula right here, because we have a time, and that's everything we need to obtain, like in this case, like the vertical displacement of the object that is falling. Okay, and for the other question, the velocity that you were asking, it was the final velocity. assuming that the initial velocity in the free fall is 0 and that the acceleration itself is the acceleration of the gravity that we use as a negative 9.8 meters per square second, and the time that is 4 seconds, because they told you here that the right here, okay, like the time was 4 seconds. Okay, so this is all the video right here. Let me have this little zoom. Okay, so remember that we already checked from here these two formulas to obtain the final velocity, the one that we already had before, but in this case is for a free fall problem. And now this, that is to obtain the initial height from the fall, that we can use it to obtain, in this case, how far has a brick fall during 4 seconds. Okay guys, so I'll try to upload more videos tomorrow, okay, so you can be prepared for your exams.